Hello YouTube, it is I, the Amazing Kitty. So this with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about this magazine here, Halo 3, Beta and Beyond, by GamePro magazine. And look at this computer on the back. How many of us wanted this system like that back in the day? Oh, that would have been sweet. I think that's a Core 2 Duo. But without further ado, let's kind of take a look at the contents of this. So we've got, but that's not really what I wanted to show off. That's not really what I wanted to show off in this. What I really want to show off is some of the maps, map names, and stuff that are in here. The interesting differences between the beta and the retail. Wow. And so one of the reasons why I've wanted to do a video like this for a very long time, but not really had the setup to do this until now, is because, well, this is the kind of stuff that people don't look through these old gaming magazines. I like looking through them because they just bring you back. They bring you back to a time when we still trusted media like this, but we were mostly into like the Flammer one. But we were basically more into just getting our news on the internet. And wow, Grand Theft Auto 4. Yeah, you got your gaming news from magazines back in the day, kids. And I remember when Naruto was. I remember when Naruto was all the craze. Like, who remembers freaking Naruto? You gotta believe it, remember it. Like that crusty dub. And nowadays it's pretty big, but it's like, I remember hearing Sasuke, and I didn't know who the frick is Sasuke. Like, who the frick is Sasuke? Is that the guy is that like the master, the ninja master? Oh, it's the black-haired kid. Not surprised. Not surprised that all the girls would be talking about the black-haired kid. I'm not too familiar with that one. But here we go. It's just really looking at what changed between the retail and the beta. This is like a time capsule. Like, no wonder I wouldn't want to get rid of this, because this is a time capsule. Why the hell would you get rid of something which gives you insight? This is just showing off all the weapons. I'm sure you can find this on I'm sure you can find this on GamePro. Not Game. I'm sure you can find this GamePro magazine on archive.org, showing off the vehicles, the mongoose. And it would be very interesting just to digitize this if it hasn't been digitized. Because this is a time capsule. This is seriously something that should be archived so that way people can kind of look at it. And this is showing off the weapon loadout. It's very interesting. But what I want to show off are the maps. Like, this is the map. This map. Shrine. Some of the original names for some of the later Halo 3 maps. And we're going to take a look at these maps in the MCC. So we got Shrine. This map didn't Epitaph. Really cool. Really cool. Interesting. Some of these maps names didn't change. Last Resort. Yep, now we got like 2 maps which have not changed in name. So those names were pretty so Epitaph and Last Resort were finalized. These are going to be the names we're going to choose for these maps. And then we got some more beta maps. Very interesting. High Ground, Valhalla, and Snowbound. See, very interesting that these maps that we've got Epitaph, Last Resort, Snowbound, Valhalla, and High Ground. We got like 5 maps that were already finalized in their names. It's very interesting. This is really interesting seeing all this content from back in the day and just looking at. But I'm sure some of you already know what Shrine was. But this was how we got our game news. This was how we got our game news back in the day. One of the ways. I mean, the internet by this point was beginning to kind of overshadow. It wouldn't really overshadow until like the 2010s. Like the 2010s is really when magazines became irrelevant. And the internet really started to take off YouTube commentary started to take off. I was even doing some of this stuff with the Halo 5 Guardians beta, where I was basically kind of showing off the ins and outs of the beta. And I was kind of playing that myself, and I didn't really care for it all that much. So let's take a look at what that map shrine would become. Some of you already know what that map is. But before... Oh. That's what that was. So let's load up MCC. I'll have to look up the August update, but let's see what that map shrine would become. And this is a map that I actually made a variant of. The map would become Sandtrap. And I thought we would take a look at each and every map in their retail form. Just to give you an idea of some of the stuff of what the maps became. Too bad we can't look at the Halo big UNSC frigate. Too bad we can't look at my variant of this map. Yeah, keyboard mouse is superior. Now let's take a look at the map from an aerial view. Well, we're probably going to want to have a Banshee. And so this is the map. This was the map shrine that now is the map. Now is the map. What the map Sandtrap. And so we have one area over here. It's a symmetrical map. Some semi-symmetrical. I think it's an asymmetrical map actually. You got like two of these big giant crawler things. And if you've ever played the Halo map, the Halo 2 map Relic, oh, an albatross. That's what that little, this is an albatross. And so each base has its own vehicle. These are the blue base. The Halo 3 is really suited for keyboard and mouse. And so let's take a look at the rest of the map. I don't think I'm just going to do this map, because this will just give you a taste of Halo 3. And I'll kind of go a little bit into, of course, for those who played the game. And then we've got the boot chopper. It's a fun vehicle. We'll just use the boot chopper on this. It's quite an appropriate vehicle for this map. Born to be wild. So, yeah, in my variant, this is where a tank would spawn. And it'd be in the middle. So it would be a neutral item. So one side would try to get to that, and the other side would. In my map variant of this. So let's take a look at the inside. Because one of the unique things about this map is something that I really like about this map, and I'll show it off. You can use this. I'm gonna show that off. Spartan laser. Spartan laser. That was always a fun weapon. That was always a fun weapon, Spartan laser. Let's show this off. Let's show. And that's a mine. And depending upon the vehicle, if I was driving a Warthog, it would have did me a lot of harm. And of course, this is the missile launch. This game isn't as nearly as fun doing this sort of stuff as it is actually playing the game. And these are guided, these can be guided missiles as well. And there's another Spartan laser. And this is kind of like a sniper rifle. This is kind of like a railgun. If you've ever played Quake, if you've ever played Quake, this is essentially a railgun. This is essentially a railgun. But rather slow firing railgun. Which is how I like my railguns to be. I don't think you should ever have like a super powerful railgun. I mean, that's the big problem that I have with
5 minutes remaining.
That's the big problem that I have with playing Quake 3 is that there's not a charge on the railgun. There's a charge on this gun. And this is essentially a railgun. Which I never really thought of this as a railgun until now. But it is. But it is really cool that this is an a Halo game. And it has continued to be a staple in Halo. So let's show off one of the map's features. And actually, we're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I have to show this off. If you try to go outside the map, that's what will happen. Explosives will shoot from the ground and try to kill you. But isn't that a cool little feature of the map? You can't go out of bounds. My favorite gun of all in Halo. And you also have these little snow. And you can, and there's a shotgun down there. So if you ever had, so you could basically, throw and then shot the gun. And you could basically shock, just take down his shield to grab the shotgun. That's really good weapon placement in this map too. All even dusty in here. Oh, this is cool. I like the effects that they have in these maps as well. Like, really interesting little holographic effects. And these are also drivable, by the way.
One minute remaining.
And in my variant of this map, I actually added a another aerial vehicle.
30 seconds remaining.
Called the Hornet.
Ten seconds remaining.
And that, my friends, is a brute shot. And that's a cool weapon from Halo 2. That, unfortunately, you can't do a wheel needlers in Halo 3. But I thought that would be kind of interesting to show you some of the maps in Halo 3. Maybe a couple of the maps. Maybe a couple of the maps. Maybe a couple of the maps. We got Epitaph. Last Resort. Epitaph and Last Resort. But if I ever do show off Last Resort, we'll probably show off Zanzibar. Like Zanzibar, cool. Let's show off Epitaph. Epitaph's kind of cool. Show off some of these maps, not all of them.
Slayer.
So we got this big giant ass hologram in the back up here, which is a Guardian. Which I think in the current Halo canon, that's a Guardian. But in the original Halo 3 canon, that is a Guardian Sentinel. You were supposed to fight one of those in Halo 3. Some have speculated that to be Medicant bias. You know. Kind of cool. Kind of a neat little effect. And it's kind of a neat little map. Like, I always like Bungie's map design. This thing in the middle of BF nowhere. Storm in the background, waging. This giant tower. Like, I missed out on the majority of Halo 3 back in the day. But I'm glad I got to look at some of this content. Yeah, the particle effects are something that I like. Rocket launcher. Should have put the Spartan laser in this. Good environmental storytelling, and some of the force fields, some of the containment fields that keep the sand out have been turned off for whatever reason. Little areas where you can go in. Like, this is a really good map, in my opinion. And really good particle effects. Got the active camo. You can slip down here. I remember this was one of the earliest maps that I played Halo 3 online with. And oh yeah, this. There's like little areas right there. You can jump down here. That one seems to be offline for whatever reason. But you got like little areas. But you got little areas that you can drop down in. That's kind of neat. I forgot about that. About that nook. There's the overshield. You can even look down here and it's really interesting. The map, there's a Halo 3 map. It's a map in one of the map packs. I don't think it's Construct is a default Halo 3 map. That's a map that's really cool. Because you get to see a part of the foundry. The Ark's foundry. I don't think they wanted to reveal the Ark. Just yet. So I think that's probably about it. Probably about it. Let's see. Gravity hammer. Oh god. That's the button. And you can't dual wield needlers, but you can still dual wield SMGs.
Minutes remaining.
Go through here. That's kind of cool. I like looking at the effects. I really like Halo 3's effects way more than I do other games in the series. And there's this little library thing, little containing information. Yep, kind of like a library. It's an information store. There's a neat little tower. Yeah, I wonder how you get up here anyway. So it is rather interesting. Like, I don't know if I'm going to show Last Resort off, but if I do show Last Resort off, I'm going to show Zanzibar. I'm going to show you the differences between Halo 2 and Halo 3. And I thought this would be very interesting to take a look at the Halo 2 Classic. Now there's a variant in the Halo 2 anniversary of the Zanzibar, or Last Resort, as it is called.
layer.
So this looks so early 2000s. Blue screen of death. Opens that door. Now the base is totally exposed to attack. An FU, a total FU exception has occurred at your location. All system functionality will be terminated. Press any key to power cycle the system. If the system does not restart, scream at top of lungs and pound on keyboard. If you need to talk to a programmer, press any other key. That's kind of funny. That is kind of a funny little joke that Bungie threw in here. Ahaha, very funny. Let's see. If you hit these, you can close them. Which is a very good way of actually, it sounds like a battlefield. Yeah, playing this brings back so many memories. And yeah, this is so iconic, such a nostalgic map. Yeah. Born to be wild. There's that spinning wheel in the turbine. And so Camp Foreman. And so yeah, sniper. Rocket launcher. I think there's a spark laser there. I don't know if that's my variant, but there's a energy sword. Energy sword. You jump across there. You have a way in. And you get the energy sword. A little shotgun. And this is an asymmetrical map. You got like multiple avenues to camp the other team. One or the other team will a look at Halo 3's Last Resort, which is based on this map. That's why I wanted to show this map off. Because if I show this map off, and then you can see the at least the differences between Halo 2 and Halo 3, and the differences in what you were able to do graphically and map-wise. I mean, Halo 3's Last Resort is my personal favorite map. Or rather, not my personal favorite, it's my personal favorite version of the Zanzibar map. Let's do Slayer. Let's go to Last Resort. Let's find Last Resort, which will probably be the last map I do. My version of the map Turbine I did back in 2011. I actually did quite a few map variants back in like 2010, 2011 ish time period. Let's take a look at the differences.
Slayer.
So the first thing we notice, that same old wheel thing in the middle. The cap came off, I guess. So the first thing we're gonna do, and the shotgun is right there, I think moved. And there's a sniper rifle here where it wasn't. And there's more coverage to protect the other team. So we got more battle rifles, an assault rifle, another little tunnel thing. And that little tunnel thing, you're more or less getting a general view of the map. A lot more going on here. Much more expanded. The little wall there is gone. I believe this was also in the original. It's a little different. And there's more coverage for the enemy team. They really kind of improved upon the map Zanzibar. I don't know about the beta maps they had, but it just looks better. Camp Foreman. Camp Foreman. But you can jump down here, and I don't think this area was not down here in the original. I know that this little area, this little walkway, was not here originally. So it's just sort of interesting looking at the different changes to the map. And of course we have a second area you can go through. And oh yeah, this is we can knock those down. Of course, there's a Spartan laser. I knew it. There was a Spartan laser there. I knew they had changed the weapon. There is no energy sword there anymore, which is shucks. Do some parkour. The same as in Zanzibar. And so we've got a little bit of... I mean, let's kind of take a look at down here. Like, things are so different in this. I mean, it's much more spacious map, too. Much more for, like... Much more, much more spacious. And when we get inside, you'll see how spacious it is too. And there's like a little walkway up here. And they've totally overhauled the design of the map. So it's a lot bigger than it used to be. There's a lot more room for, like, stuff. Yeah, the joke is gone. You can walk across here. And ain't this cool? What? This is a very nice map. And this is a great spot for putting like Gauss Hog or something. Like, this is a perfect map for just well defended. And so you kind of get an idea of what they've changed. What they've kept the same. You still have like the whole back here. And I just thought it would be just interesting at least to compare
Game over.
Zanzibar and Last Resort. And just take a look at some of the Halo 3 maps. Not all of them. Not all of the ones listed in there anyway. But a few of them. Because Halo 3 has a really cool map listing of maps. It's kind of interesting. That'll be about does it. This has been the Amazing Kitty Assaultus, signing off. Have a good one.